My fourth grade class just finished practicing their multiplication facts on reflex. Thank you, reflex. And now we're taking a math frenzy. We're going to assess and see how many fourth graders know their math facts in 6 minutes. Okay, I'm going to be quiet so you guys can concentrate. Did you see who joined the circle of knowing the math facts? Keep going. One and a half more minutes. Did you finish, Axel? Alright, nice, good job. Okay, we have one. Oh, we have two. Congratulations. And each scholar that finishes within 6 minutes automatically gets 10 scholar points. Jaden, good job. Again, Axel, good job. All right, Elizabeth did it. Good job. All right, congratulations, Elizabeth. Who else is going to join? Every Monday we have more and more people. Somebody else. All right, good job, Ethan. Nice job, Jose. Hello, Jose and Ethan. All right, Miguel. What's your name on your paper? Okay, we have 1 more minute. And then I'm going to extend it. I'll give 5 points to people who make it in 7. So keep going. Miguel, you're already at 20. Awesome. Okay, that's 6 minutes. I'm going to add 1 more minute to see who can finish in 7. We're going to see who's getting close to meeting the standard. say time's up, you're gonna put your pencils down. All right, Mateo made it. Okay, time is up. Put your pencils down. Good job. For those of you that made it, how many were really close to finishing? Let me see you raise your hands. Okay, you are almost close. Good job, you guys. Let's keep working on it, and you guys are going to continue to test every Monday. Okay, now I want to see what people
Today's
teams.
Tuesday.
Right, with the exception today was Tuesday. Now, because we had Monday off. Listen, I want to see what table teams. I'm going to give 2 points for the tables that are ready for math. I want to remind you of your materials. You need your math book. You're going to put your computers away. Make sure they're away off your desk. You're going to need your marker. You're going to need page 379 in your math book. You need your whiteboard. Good. All right. Harvard is ready. 2 points for Harvard. Okay. How about you? Are you all ready? Okay. Haley's working on it. She's close. Cornell's ready. San Diego. Good job, you guys. Now listen. I also want you to make sure those of you that haven't memorized your math facts, all of them quite yet, you can have your multiplication fact sheet out, because who can tell me what we're learning? What is our learning objective? Okay? Okay, remember, raise your hand. Ethan, what are we doing today? Division, right. And our essential question, I have it here, let me put it up on the board. Okay, good job. Okay, let me get to the right. I'm thinking right here. Okay. Okay, Jojo. How does division affect numbers? Is that what you guys were going to tell me?
I said that.
Okay. How does division affect numbers? So let me ask a scholar. How does division affect numbers? Who remembers the answer to our essential question, Miguel? Right. The division, when we are doing division, we have a divisor and a dividend, right? And a quotient. Good. Okay, let me write this down. Sorry, guys. My computer screen went blank. Let me just log back in. Thank you for your patience. Here's our I'm gonna write this down. The divisor. Oh, so I gotta connect. Connect. 1. Okay, so the divisor breaks the dividend into, what did you tell me? Smaller groups. Thank you. Now, if for some reason, after we divide in our equal groups and we have a digit left over, who can tell me the academic word for what's left over? Raise your hand if you know what it is when we perform our long division. Yeah, a remainder. Okay. Let's look at a few examples. Okay. Good job, you guys. So these are the division problems. As you notice, we're moving up digits. Look at, we have 3-digit numbers we're going to divide together, okay? Don't get worried, because Miss Ray is here. We're going to work through these together. Once we work through these, then some of you that I know that are understanding it proficiently can move forward, right, to the independent practice. I'm going to give scholar points to those that finish independent practice today. And then if you happen to finish it you have extra time, you can do your My Homework sheet, worksheet, okay? I like that Miguel's already ready. He set up the problem. He knew what I was going to ask. Okay, so I'm going to ask a few of you scholars. Here's our first problem. It says 678 divided by 6. Who can show me when we are going to do our long division, how do we set that up? Number one, let's just look at number one and how we're going to set that up. Somebody raise their hand. Axel, can I look at yours? Show me your whiteboard. Okay, you have it correct. Everybody should have, tell me the divisor. 6 divided into the dividend, which is 678. Are you guys ready to do this? Who can tell me before we even get started what Miss Ray has been going over and over and over in our heads? It's an acronym that we use. Mateo. Good job. Okay, everybody write that down. First, when we perform long division, we divide, then we multiply, we subtract, we compare, and we bring down. Okay? So everybody should have this on their whiteboard. Okay? I'm going to move mine down just a little bit so I have room for what the answer is up here, and that's called what? Do you remember, Violet? What is it called? If this is my divisor that does the work to break up this number, the dividend, into smaller groups, what is my answer called, the academic term? Do you want to help, Ethan? What is it called? Quotient. The quotient. Can you say quotient, Violet? Quotient. Good job. So everybody, before we get started, let's give ourselves a reminder. Everybody, when I point to this here, I want you to tell me what it's called in math language. 1, 2, 3. Divisor. Divisor. And what's here up here once we solve it? It's called the quotient. Awesome job, you guys. You did a perfect job. Okay, so who can tell me for a scholar point, when we look and we get started, we know we're going to divide. Okay, are you guys listening? We know we're going to divide. What place value do we look at? Right, we're going to look always at the greatest place value. Where do we look, class? Greatest value. Awesome, you guys all said it. So, does 6 go into 6? Yes. Yes, it does. Okay, raise your hand when I ask you the question. Okay, Miguel, how many times does 6 go into 6? 1 time. Okay, everybody follow along. Write 1 at the top. Then on the side, you're going to check off that you divided. Right? Jaden? Everybody, we just divided. We checked it off. 6 times 1. That's our next step to multiply. Jaden, what is 6 times 1? 6. Everybody write down 6 underneath. Mark it off that you just multiplied. Now, who can tell me what we do next? Raise your hand for scholar points. Raise your hand. Axel? Subtract. Subtract. Let's do that. This is easy so far, isn't it? 6 minus 6 is? 0. 0. Yep. Now, what does our C stand for, Mateo? Let's look there. Does 0 go into 6? Yes. It's small, right? It's smaller though, right? So we know that we're on the right track. If we had a larger number, we would know we didn't divide correctly. Okay? That's why we're checking. Now, what do we bring down? 78. Okay, we're just going to bring down just the 7. Okay? Now, we're going to do the steps all over again. Okay, we're going to go back to the top. I'm going to have somebody help me. Okay? Are you following along? Okay, good job. Ethan. Now we're going to divide. Does 6 go into 7? Yep. 1 time. Everybody write 1 above the 7. Now, let's check it off. We divided. Now I'm going to ask Miguel. We're going to multiply. 6 times 1 again is? So Write down the 6 underneath the 7. We want to keep it real organized because we have another digit we're going to have to bring down. So let's keep following along. What's our next step after we multiply? Mateo, what do I do after this? Subtract, check it off. 7 minus 6 is what? Mateo?
7 minus
1, and then we're going to compare. 1 is smaller than 6, so we're on the right track. Now we're going to bring down another number. Mateo, which number are we going to bring down?
8.
The 8. So we can put an arrow like this. Put your 8. Okay, don't tell me. That's the big help. Okay, ready? Raise your hand if you know how many times 6 goes into 18. Raise your hand. I'm going to ask Ethan this time. 3. What is 3 times 6?
8.
Everybody write down 18. Okay. We divided, we multiplied, now we're going to subtract. 18 from 18 is 0. We don't have a remainder, do we? So we know our answer is 113. So how many groups do we have? I'm going to test some people's knowledge. Let me see your whiteboards. Okay, I see Ethan got it correct. Okay.
I put 100.
Okay, that's okay, because we're going to work a couple more of the division problems together. Okay, most of you got it. Awesome. How many groups did we make in this problem here?
6.
6, but don't blurt it out. Were you going to say that, Axel? We made 6 groups of 113. This is the division that we broke up. Do you understand that, Violet? Okay. How about you, Angie? Do you see that we made 6 groups? Right? Okay. Also, those of you that remember Miss Davison came in and she showed us a different visual on how to do this. Let's just go ahead and do that together on the side here. We know we have 6 groups. I want to see this on your whiteboard. And I want to see if you're able to divide it with this method as well. We know we have 678. This is a big number, isn't it? So we're going to use this little square to represent 100. We're going to use this line to represent 10. And we're using these little dots to represent 1. How many hundreds do we have?
1.
Look at the number, the dividend, 678. We have
600.
We have 6 of them. So write down 6. I'm going to change this into 1. We have 600. Now we're going to do, we have 110, and we have 13 ones. Listen, I hear some voices over here. Okay, do you guys see how I took the dividend over here? And I represented it visually here. So I have, this square means I have 100. You follow me, Angie? I know you like this method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600. There's my 600. Then I have 78. So we need to make 7 of these, don't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See how I have to double check myself? I was looking at the quotient. Okay, so we have 6 into 6, 78. Here's our long division. Let's see if we can come up with the same number. We should be the same one. Okay, ready? Let's put, that's okay. Let's go ahead and separate out our 100s. And look at that, it's easy because we have 6. 1, 2, okay, Jojo, not right now. 4, 5, Isa, 6. So let's cross these off. We divided these. Okay, go ahead and make your whiteboard look like Mrs. Ray's. Let's divide our 10s now. Jojo, let's divide our 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have one left over. I know Miguel knows this. When we have a 10 and we can't fit it into our groups, what do? You remember? Mateo, you help Miguel. We exchange.
Exchange it for one?
Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now cross these out because we use them up. Let's see how many ones we have. We have 8 and 10 make 18. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Look at that. It was equal groups, and if you count our number inside our group, let's see what it is. 100, 10, 11, 12, 13. Does that match my quotient from long division?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Okay, that's another method for you to divide numbers into smaller groups. Look at Ethan. Let me see your whiteboards and see who's understanding. Okay, awesome. Now, before we go on to our next problem, I want to see who feels really ready to take the chapter test by the end of the week. Give me a thumbs up if you feel like you are understanding division. Okay? Give me a sideways thumb if you're starting to kind of understand it. Jojo, how do you feel about your division skills? Okay, if you feel like you're really lost, I want to see a thumbs down. Okay, put your hands down. Just a thumbs down for those I want to see who need a little extra explanation from Miss Ray. Okay, there's a few of you. But most of you, I'm getting a thumbs up. Okay, some of you are giving me the sideways thumb, and you're starting to understand. So there's hope. That's great. All right, let's look at number 2. This is the one we're on. Okay, I'm looking for scholars. Seriously, I need scholars. Jojo? Yep, you can erase number 1. Thank you for asking, Axel. Let's get ready for another example. Are you guys starting to understand? And this starts to be really fun now that we're in 3-digit numbers. Miguel, question. No, you're fine. Oh, no, it's okay. Okay, we're working it out. Okay, but thank you for checking. Let's go to example number 2. And somebody show me for scholar points. At the end of our math lesson, I'm going to give you your points, so don't let me forget. But someone show me how do I set this number 2 up? I want to get out of the way. I want to make sure you guys can see. Number 2 is 457 divided by 4. Okay, Axel, you have it right. Show me on your whiteboards. Okay, this is what it should look like. Most of you are getting it. Okay, I owe scholar points to Axel. 457, right? What is this symbol? What is this called? We haven't talked about it. Axel.
Like the division?
Yes, and specifically, this is a division symbol, isn't it? But do you know how we differentiate it? Do you know how we tell the difference? It's called the long division symbol. Everybody say it? The long division symbol. Raise your hand if you know the academic term for number 4 here. Raise your hand. I want to ask someone I haven't heard from. Angie? The divisor. Good job. I owe you a scholar point. Okay, Violet. Can you tell me the academic term for the big number, 457? Remember, if this is the divisor,
Dividend?
the dividend. Good job. And then our answer again, I know Ethan knows this. Quotient. I owe all of you a scholar point at the end of the lesson. Okay? So let's solve this one together. 4 into 457. You guys help Miss Ray make sure that I'm on track. Hang in there, Jaden. What do I do before I start my long division? What do I do? What's the important thing? Our acronym that helps us. Do you remember? Okay, Okay, Frank, do you remember? D for divide, M for multiply,
I got the answer.
S for subtract, bring down. Okay, good job. Okay, remember, let me call on you, Miguel. Okay, Frank, you know it. I owe you a scholar point. Okay, now let's do this together. I'm so excited because Angie, I want to make sure you're almost 100% understanding your division, okay? Violet? Ready? Okay, so we're going to look at the 4. We're looking at the divisor. Where do I begin? The greatest, Axel? Greatest place value is 4. Does 4 go into 4?
Yes.
Angela? It does. How many times, Axel? Everybody put 1 on the top. Okay, Jojo, are you following along? Okay, now we divided. Check it off, friends. Now we're going to do what? What's our second step, Jaden? We just divided. Now we're going to multiply. What's 4 times 1? 4. Everybody write 4 underneath the dividend. 4. We just multiplied. Now we're going to what? Subtract. Did you say subtract, Frank? Okay, I heard somebody say it. Okay, Jaden, good job. 4 minus 4 is 0. Now we're going to compare. 0 is smaller than our divisor, so that gives us a thumbs up. We can move forward. Now we're going to bring down. Who can tell me what number we're going to bring down? Raise your hand. Miguel. Thank you. You put your arrow. Bring your 5 down. Now we're going to do all the steps. Oops, I got to check off that I brought down. Now we're going to do all the steps all over again. This time, Alexander, listen. This time we're going to divide again 4 into the number what? Ethan? What's the next step? 4 into 5. How many times? 1. Everybody put 1 on the top. 4 times 1 is 4. Now we're going to subtract. Make sure you check off we divided, we multiplied. Now we're going to subtract 4 minus 5. I'm sorry. We have the number 5. We're taking away 4, which gives us what? 1. And then we're going to compare. The 1 is smaller than the divisor 4. So now we're going to bring down all the way the 7, right? Does yours look like this so far? Thumbs up. Good job. Okay, let's do it all over again. Look at that. Good job. Yes, it is. Let's keep going. 4 into 17. Who can tell me what 4 into 17 is? Axel. 4. Everybody write 4 on the top of 7. We just divided a 3rd time. Now we're going to multiply. 4 times 4 is what? Axel? 16. Multiplied. Now we're going to subtract. This one's a little bit different. It's a remainder. Good job. Remainder 1. So our answer is 114, remainder 1. Let me see your whiteboard. Awesome. Were you missing something? Okay. You know what? I can see from your whiteboard, Miguel, that you didn't finish your multiplication. You just need to finish your multiplication right here. Finish your multiplication, put 16, and then your remainder 1. Okay. You guys are doing a fabulous job. Who's ready to move on? Okay? Yes. Axel, those of you that are really strong at this so far, move on to your independent practice. Start working on that. And then those of you that still need another example, eyes on me. Okay, I want this front row right here. Yep, you can erase it. You have the option. Ethan, Axel, Mateo, I think you get it. Miguel gets it. Elizabeth gets it. You guys can move on. The rest of you, I want you to look at one more with this grade. Okay? We're gonna do number 3 now. Let me erase my whiteboard.
Happy so loud.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Remember, I want to be quiet. So we can concentrate, right? Okay, help Miss Ray. Help yourself. Let's be good scholars. Okay, we're gonna have a donut party for those of you that are being your best scholarly self. Okay? I really appreciate it. Okay, good job, Jose. Good job. Look at Brian, you're ready? Okay, so this is what Brian and Jose showed me on their whiteboard. I didn't even have to ask them. 5 divided into 889. We're gonna do this together, okay? Those of you that I said can move on to independent practice, move on. Unless you want to watch another example, that's fine. Good. Okay, that means you're getting better at it. Violet. Let's say this together. Those of you, remember? Divisor, dividend. We started the greatest place value. Let's write our acronym. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Divide. D for divide. Can I hear you guys say it? M for multiply. S for subtract. B for bring down. Good. Okay, are you ready, Angela? All right, we're going to look at the greatest place value. When we divide, we always look here first, friends. Okay? 5 into 8. 5 times 1 is 5. We say this in our minds. 5 times 2 is 10. That's too big. So we have to go with 1, right? Everybody put 1 on the top. 5 times 1 is 5. Put the 5 underneath the 8. We check off that you divided. Check off that you multiplied. Now we're going to subtract. Who can tell me? If you have 8 and you take away 5, how many do you have left, Mateo? 5. How many do we have left? 5 from 8? No, listen. We divided, we multiplied. Now we're subtracting. So 5 from 8. 3. Everybody write down 3. Check off that you subtracted. Let's compare. Okay, stay with me. I know this is a lot of work. Stay with me. 3 is smaller than the divisor. We're checking and we're comparing. So now what do I bring down, Mateo?
The 8.
Yes, I bring down the 8. Mateo, do you see that? Yeah. Okay, put your arrow. Bring down the 8. This is a pretty big number. Okay. I might have to ask for some help from a mathematician here that I know understands this has the skill set. How many times does 5 go into 38?
5 goes to 38.
Yeah. 5 times 7 is what?
5.
Yes. You're 35 down. Okay. And we just divided, we multiplied. Now we're going to subtract. We have again 3 left over, right? 35 from 38 is 3. What do I have left to bring down?
9.
The 9. And did we, Miss Ray needed to compare. 3 is smaller than 5. Bring down the 9. How many times does 5 go into 39? Those of you, use your multiplication fact sheet if you need to. Okay? Can I hear from somebody else? Ethan? 5 times what is closest to 39? What's 5 times 8, Axel? Is that too big?
Yes.
Okay, so Miguel, what number did you use? 7. Awesome. 5 times 7 is 35. Looks like we're going to have a remainder this time of 4. So the answer is 177 with a remainder of 4. Good job, you guys. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, let me tell you, for division, we're going to assess ourselves on Friday. We're going to have a test this Friday to formally assess to see where we're at. And I think most of you are going to be ready by Friday. Okay, any questions? Fourth graders, what I want you to do right now is to continue working. You're going to work on your independent practice. Those of you that are having trouble, I want you to raise your hand. Okay, and I'm going to come to you, and then we're going to continue to work on this. If you finish your independent practice, you get scholar points, 1. You may move on to your homework, okay? We have just a few more minutes before we go to recess.